getting his first national event victory, Greg Anderson.
Greg Anderson down here with Miss Winston and John Ayton, the president of Mac Tools. The first thing that Greg said to me when he got out of the car was, "Do you believe it?" No, do you believe it?
No, I don't. I can't believe it. I won my first race. Yeah.
If Greg stops Erica, it's all over here. For the 5th time in his career, he will be a world champion. If you love this class, you love the rivalries in this class, your stomach should be rolling over like a Maytag dryer. I mean, this is as big as it gets, man. This is as big as it gets in the moment.
Well, the setting is on tumble right now. Greg Anderson seems to have the performance advantage. Unless Erica can get back to that first round performance.
The right lane has proven itself tricky. It has proven itself at times slower today for pro stock cars. An army of KB racing fans, an army of elite fans on the starting line, and off we go. Erica's car rattles the tires. Greg Anderson heads down the left-hand side of the drag strip, and Greg Anderson, the winningest driver in the history of the category, is now a 5-time world champion in Pro Stock Eliminator. 6:57.8, another uncorked run there for Greg Anderson. Erica was first off the starting line. The car gave up traction, and this season-long war has come to an end with a victory for Greg Anderson.
The two 500 cubic inch engines sound very sedate at idle, but they will not when they go up on the rev limiter.
Here we go, the final round of Gainesville, the Gator Nationals in Pro Stock. Troy Coughlin Jr. has problems. Greg Anderson has none. And for the 95th time in his career, Greg Anderson is a Pro Stock NHRA National Event winner. 6.602 seconds at 209 miles per hour.
Greg, on your 60th birthday, you were holding your 95th Wally. Could you have picked out a better present for yourself?
No, that's absolutely perfect. And sometimes just spoil yourself, I guess, and I guess that is good. So thank you to everybody that works on this great race team, this KB race team. Thank you, LB Davis, for helping us this weekend. Your logo of the Race Star wheels looks wonderful on that race car. I think it made it run faster yet. So it was a match made in heaven. Hopefully we can do it some more. But thank you so much for all your support. Chevrolet Summit, everybody that helps us, thank you so much. Yes, we've got the Gator Nationals finally in victory lane. Yeah!
And win. They drop the clutch and away they go. 100.5 advantage to Vincent Nobile. Taking it to the house. Greg Anderson pulls within one of Warren Johnson's all-time record. He goes 6.568, 209. Vincent goes 6.598 at 208.
Huge amounts of confidence, as he should. Both cars now sitting in pre-stage. Pro Stock final round, New England Nationals, Epping, New Hampshire. A significant starting line advantage for Stanfield by nearly 3/100ths of a second. They get to 1,000 feet, and it's going to be Stanfield on a brilliant 0:37 reaction time to Anderson's 66 light. 6:57.6 beats a 6:57.7. And now it is time for the Pro Stock final round. The HendrickCars.com Camaro of Greg Anderson to take on the Elite Motorsports Melling Performance Camaro of Erica Enders. There is symmetry here, and there always is in drag racing. Erica Enders' first win came against Greg Anderson. That was back in 2012. Would it complete the circle if Greg Anderson's 97th comes against Erica Enders? Jamie Howe has more on Erica.
I was talking to Richard Freeman earlier. He said they've just been struggling throughout the season. Finally, this weekend, pieces are coming into play. He said they'd go testing, they wouldn't have any issues. They'd get to the racetrack, it'd be nothing but issues. But with the extra time they've had in the turnarounds, they've been able to make something of it.
They have been able to do just that, incrementally improving round by round. Greg Anderson was late against Aaron Stanfield in the last final at Epping, New Hampshire. Will he be on time here? He best better be against one of the best levers in the history of the category. Erica's double 05. Greg is 30. Is it going to happen at the top end of the racetrack? It is Erica Enders on a hole shot. 6.606 at 205 miles an hour. Anderson outran her, but Erica Enders outleft him. Low ET of the entire race, and Anderson once again thwarted in the hunt for 97. On this ground before, we have been in this moment before, with Greg Anderson seeking to match Warren Johnson's all-time win list, or all-time win total in the category, and with Aaron Stanfield being the last man in his way to do it. Stanfield stopped Greg Anderson at Epping. How is he going to do it here? This is how Aaron Stanfield thinks he's going to need to be against Greg Anderson to win this drag race. Aaron Stanfield, 2-0 versus Greg Anderson in 2021. Anderson, the HendrickCars.com Camaro, has been on this edge for a long time. The last final he was in was Norwalk. He lost to Erica.
Well, Brian, and both these drivers know exactly what they have to do. Greg Anderson is thinking, I know this kid's going to try to take a shot at me on the starting line. He's done it a couple of times. He's been successful a couple of times. But Greg Anderson has to have a high level of confidence knowing that he has the quicker car.
Greg Anderson has been very strong so far today. Low ET multiple times. Reaction times have been strong, beating his own teammate Kyle Koretsky in the semifinal to make it this far. The Summit in-car camera for Greg Anderson. And once again, Greg Anderson is behind on the starting line. Stanfield 16, Anderson was 42, and it's going to be Aaron Stanfield again. 3-0 in the season against Greg Anderson, again denying him history. 665.2, 207.69, and for the second race in a row, Aaron Stanfield has. And now it is time for the Pro Stock final round. That is Erica Enders, the Melling Performance Camaro, and that, of course, is Greg Anderson, the HendrickCars.com machine. We saw their Major League rubber match at Indy. They had raced each other about 40 times. Erica grabbed the Indy win on the round against Greg. She's 2-1 against him on the season, 21-20 all time. Greg appearing in his 164th final round. Erica appearing in her 59th final round. She comes in with a very marginal performance advantage here, having run 6.602 to Anderson's 6.614. Tony, how do you pick it?
Well, this is the way it should be, the number 1 and 2 qualifier. I'm just waiting for Greg Anderson to uncork that good reaction time in a big final round. It could come now. Makes you wonder what happened to the performance, that impressive 655 that he ran. If he can find a little bit of that and don't give Erica anything off the starting line, this is Greg's race.
This is the 6th final round between these two racers. Erica currently has the advantage over Greg 3-2. As Erica said, they've already overachieved what their goal was coming in. Can she put the icing on the cake? Anderson sits in pre-stage. Two of the greatest ever, statistically and arguably, now sit both in pre-stage. And we wait. Greg Anderson got 200ths on the starting line, and Greg Anderson heads down to the top end of the drag strip. It's 97th heaven here at Maple Grove Raceway for Anderson. Tying the Warren Johnson mark of 97 career victories. Greg Anderson delivers in the clutch. 657.8, finding performance we hadn't seen since the first round to Enders 6.604.
Brian, we all saw the same thing. This race was over on the starting line at 0:21 for Greg Anderson. We saw a little bit of a staging battle, and coincidentally, they both went into stage at the same time. That might have thrown Erica off a little bit, as she only had an 0:49. She's going to be very disappointed with that, but that really wasn't the story here. Greg Anderson, while he was first off the starting line, he found that performance that eluded him in the second round, in the semifinals, stepped it up to a 6:57, 300ths of a second quicker than Erica.
Finally, he is not denied the 97th victory, 657.8 at 208, and to have it come against perhaps his greatest career rival, especially in modern years, maybe makes it mean even a little bit more. It was a Camaro length at the finish line, and he had yet to throw the laundry out. He wrung every inch of performance out of it he could. Greg Anderson leads Erica Enders by 41 as we leave here.
Anderson wins here at the Mopar Express Lane NHRA Nationals. Erica comes over, congratulations. Bruce Hazelton from Mopar presenting the Wally. Greg, your 97th career victory, tying Warren Johnson, and more importantly, expanding your lead in this championship countdown.
I don't know where to start, Joe. Big day, big day. A lot of things happened today. Tied Warren, how about that, you know? I really thought I had a good run going after the Atlanta race. We were on a roll, and I just kind of dropped the ball, couldn't find a way to the winner's circle, and car was great all the whole time. Couldn't get the job done, and you just got to keep doing what you're doing, Joe. You can't give up. You got to keep doing what you're doing, and the old dog, sometimes she comes through for you. So great day, and to get the Hendrick Automotive Group their first win, and more importantly, Rick Hendrick. I don't think he's ever won a drag race trophy. Well, guess what? Now you have, buddy. Congratulations. Yes. Yes.
His opponent is one of his tuners, so there are several of them, but Kyle Koretsky is going to have to do two things. Try to find a little performance, try to get him off the starting line.
Greg Anderson, 006, Koretsky, 011. As they get down to the finish line stripe, the win light comes on for Kyle Koretsky, 662.9 and 207. A margin of victory of 58/10,000ths of a second. He stepped up to the plate, and on a day where nothing can be taken for granted, we should have seen this one coming.
Greg has had just a tremendous race car most of the year. In the first round, he was the quickest car down the racetrack, which earned him the right to be last of these four pairs. So far, the quickest run down the racetrack in this round has been Erica at 6.578. So if Greg wants to pick the pair and pick the lane, he's going to have to outrun that. But he better not be looking past Mason McGahey. Mason grabs some on a starting line, but then the car moves out of the groove. He's fighting back in the middle. Check this out. Mason McGahey wins it on a hole shot. 6.569, 209. Look at him down on the starting line, whooping it up. And Greg Anderson goes 6.564 at 210 miles an hour. Greg Anderson just ran low ET of the round and got beat.
A red light start for Chris McGahey, and respectfully, Professor, your tenure has ended. Greg Anderson becomes the winningest driver in the history of NHRA Pro Stock Eliminator, collecting his 98th victory on this day, his 6th victory at this event, and history is officially made here at the Texas Motorplex with Anderson breaking the deadlock. A monumental moment in his career and a monumental moment in this championship chase.
Greg, you are officially the winningest driver in pro stock history. When you kicked off this career in 1998, could you have imagined this moment?
I couldn't imagine one win, Amanda. Here we are 98 wins later. What a run. And you know, it's I seem to be getting all the glory, all the accolades right now. It's not me, it's this KB Racing team. It's Ken Black, it's Summit Racing Equipment, it's HendrickCars.com. How about that partnership? I love it. Hope it goes long into the future, the rest of my career. But I'm on top of the world right now. I just never thought this day would come, and it's here. I can hardly believe it. Somehow I had a lot of luck today, let me tell you. The good Lord was looking after me. Thank you, Lord, so much. I love you, honey. I'll be home tonight with the 98th trophy of our career. Thank you, baby.
Erica is trying to catch him. Troy Coughlin is one of Erica's teammates over there at Elite. That is the jegs.com machine that is pinked out for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Shutting off in qualifying, only ran 176 miles an hour. The plan was to get one of our cars lined up opposite Greg, and they did. Now, as I said earlier, hey, here's what I got. I got an idea. Let's back a bear into the corner. Okay, now what are you going to do with him? Greg for Rick Hendricks, HendrickCars.com, Summit Racing Equipment, Ken and Judy Black, who live right here in Las Vegas. This is huge. A lot of effort went into this. Let's see if the Elite guys can get a payoff. Troy's ready, so's Greg. Troy Coughlin grabs 0.02 of a second on reaction time. And Troy Coughlin wins it by 1/1000th of a second.
It is an all-KB final round. Greg Anderson, your 5-time world champion. Can he nab another one here at the Auto Club Finals? They stage in sequence. Anderson grabs 200s off the starting line and gives the kid a wave at the top end of the drag strip. It is Anderson on a hole shot. 6:57.4 at 208.23 miles an hour. Koretsky was 47 on the tree, runs marginally quicker at 6:56.7. And
the stairs, he's going to put the world champion hat on his head. Greg Anderson, in the year that you now hold the most wins in pro stock history, you pick up your 5th championship. What do you want your mark on this sport to be?
You know, I don't know that I need to leave a mark. I want to do the best job I can out here. First of all, I'm just the luckiest man in the world to be able to do this. Do you realize how lucky we are to be able to do what we do? It's the coolest sport in the world. It's the coolest job in the world. And I have been associated with the greatest people for the last 20 years, and that's why I'm here. I'm not here because of me. I'm here because of all those people, all this great race team, Ken Black, all my great team. They're so good. How bad was my car today? It's just incredible. I mean, nobody could have screwed that up, I don't think. So thank the Lord I didn't, and thank you to HendrickCars.com. Rick, whew, you put the pressure on me last week, buddy, when Kyle won, and we had a little get-together there on Wednesday and Thursday, and you told me, you know what? Bring that trophy home, buddy, or don't come home. Guess what? I'm bringing it home to you, buddy. Congratulations. So thank you, and thank you, Chevrolet, and thank you, Summit, for all these great years. They're still around, and thank you to all the competition. That's what makes it so great, and that's what makes us feel so good, because the competition is absolutely incredible.
And for the 5th time, Greg Anderson is your pro stock world champion.